What happens when a country runs out of money? Can entire nations go bankrupt, just like businesses or people? Yes, they can. And when they do, it's called a debt crisis. In today's video, we're breaking down what a debt crisis is, why it happens, real-world examples like Argentina, Greece, and Sri Lanka, how it affects ordinary people, and how countries recover from it. No jargon, just simple language and relatable examples to help you understand this complex issue. Let's dive in. Just like individuals or companies, countries borrow money. They borrow to build roads, schools, hospitals, or to pay salaries and manage emergencies. This borrowed money is called sovereign debt. And just like any loan, it comes with interest. A debt crisis happens when a country can no longer repay its debts, either because it doesn't have enough money or investors no longer trust it to pay back. Real-life example. Think of a person who earns $3,000 a month but owes $100,000 in credit card bills. Eventually, the bank stops lending, and the person can't pay even the interest. That's a personal debt crisis. Now imagine this on a national scale. When countries hit this wall, it shakes the whole economy. You might wonder, why don't countries just live within their means? Well, borrowing isn't always bad. In fact, it's normal. Countries borrow for infrastructure projects, natural disasters or wars, economic stimulus during downturns, paying off old debts. As long as the debt is manageable, it's fine. But trouble starts when debt grows faster than the economy. Simple analogy. If you take a loan to buy a machine that makes money, that's smart debt. But if you take a loan to throw a party, you'll have a good time, but nothing to pay the bill with later. Debt becomes a crisis when a country either can't pay the interest or principal on time, or investors lose confidence and stop lending more money. Several factors can trigger this. 1. Excessive borrowing. When countries borrow beyond what they can repay. Example, Greece had massive borrowing in the 2000s to fund welfare and public spending. It all crashed in 2009 when the global financial crisis hit. 2. Falling revenues. When tax income drops due to a recession or falling exports, governments can't meet debt payments. Example, oil exporting countries like Venezuela saw income collapse when oil prices fell. 3. High interest rates. As interest rates rise, the cost of borrowing increases. Debts become harder to pay off. 4. Currency crashes. If a country borrows in US dollars but earns in local currency, a falling currency makes repayments more expensive. Example, Sri Lanka in 2022 had to default on foreign debt after its currency plummeted. A debt crisis has serious real-world consequences for everyday people. Here's what usually happens. 1. Government cuts spending. To reduce the deficit, governments cut salaries, pensions, and public services. 2. Tax hikes. Taxes go up, sometimes dramatically, to raise revenue. 3. Inflation and currency devaluation. Governments may print money, causing inflation and reducing the value of savings. 4. Unemployment and recession. As the economy slows, businesses shut down and people lose jobs. Example, in Greece, 2010 to 2015, unemployment reached over 27%. Suicide rates rose. Hospitals ran short of medicine. It was a national trauma caused by years of overspending and borrowing. Recovery from a debt crisis is tough, but not impossible. It often involves 1. Debt restructuring, renegotiating loan terms with creditors. This may include lower interest rates, extended payment periods, sometimes even partial forgiveness. 2. IMF or international aid. Countries often turn to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, for emergency loans and technical help. But IMF help usually comes with tough conditions, like austerity, cutting government spending, and economic reforms. 3. Boosting exports and growth. To escape the crisis, countries must grow their economies and earn foreign currency through exports. Real turnaround example. Iceland went bankrupt in 2008. Banks collapsed, but through swift reforms, capital controls, and international support, the country stabilized in a few years and returned to growth. Yes, debt crises are often predictable and avoidable. Here's how countries can stay safe. Borrow responsibly and avoid excessive deficits. Diversify the economy so one sector doesn't control all revenue. Maintain investor confidence through transparency and sound policies. Build reserves for tough times. Avoid over-reliance on foreign currency loans. A debt crisis isn't just about numbers, it's about people. When governments can't pay their bills, ordinary citizens suffer the most. Jobs are lost, prices rise, hospitals struggle, trust in leadership breaks down. Understanding what causes debt crises and how to prevent them is vital not just for economists, but for every voter, policymaker, and citizen. Now you know what a debt crisis is, why countries go bankrupt, how it affects the economy and the people, and what steps can be taken to recover. Let us know in the comments which example shocked you the most. And what do you think is the best way to avoid a debt crisis? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more powerful videos that make economics easy to understand. Thanks for watching, and remember, smart economies borrow wisely.